Hello, friends. Thank you so much for joining me here in my Facebook group here, the Healthy, Wealthy Lifestyle Design Group. In case you don't know me, or if you're new to the group, my name is Carolyn Mall, and for the past 10 years, I have been a lifestyle and fitness coach, helping people to really create the lives that they truly, truly desire. So whether it is losing weight or training for an event or mending relationships or, starting a new career, whatever it is, it has been my absolute joy and privilege to accompany hundreds and hundreds of people on their journeys. And so here we are today on the final days of 2015 and moving into 2016. I felt really, really inspired to do this 5-day Success Bootcamp. Now, let me just say that no matter what your big audacious goals are for 2016, you're in the right place. Because what we're talking about here are success principles that pertain to whatever goal or whatever area of your life you desire to work on the most. So whether it's weight loss, or maybe it's training for an event, maybe it is healing relationships, maybe it's starting a new career, maybe it's taking your existing career to another level. It doesn't matter. You're in the right place because what we're going to be discussing here are things that are applicable for any single human being who wants to create more in their life. And when I say more, I mean more happiness, more wellness, more money, more connection. Whatever it is that you feel like you need, you're in the right place. And to be totally honest and totally transparent with you, there's been several times in my life where I have felt like, it's time for a reboot. It's time to really reevaluate. What am I doing? Where am I failing? Where am I succeeding? What can I be doing better? And as we move into 2016, I just really felt inspired for myself personally to need to go through this process. So like I said, total transparency, I'm doing this with you. And it was a really perfect time for me because I had changed my business model around in the past couple months, working a lot more locally and in New Hampshire. I moved into a different house. And so my setup is different, my energy is different, but I really felt like I had to take 100% responsibility once again. It's easy to start to blame other people, blame the economy, blame our parents, blame the kids, blame there's only 24 hours in the day, blame gravity, whatever. And so I just felt like I was starting to do that. And I know that personally, that is not a good place for me to be. It is not where I desire to be. So here we go. Together for 5 days, we are going to recommit to our greatness and recommit to taking 100% responsibility for all of the results that we have in our lives. So our first day here, I decided to start us on a Sunday because typically a lot of people have more time on a Sunday. You're not doing the 9 to 5. You might, you have time to go to church. Oftentimes there's more space for reflection on a Sunday. So we're starting on a Sunday. And so our first order of business, you guys, is to really, really get clear with this idea that we are here to let go of all blame. We're going to let go of all excuses. We're going to let go of any sort of complaining or victimhood mentality for outside circumstances. We may have been raised in poverty. We may have been abused in a relationship. We may have had to declare bankruptcy because of whatever. We may have had horrible things happen to us in our lives. And it is time right now to take 100% responsibility for our reaction to them going forward. This is the part where we get to reclaim our power. So today, the first day, I need you to really decide, really decide that you are going to change your mindset. You are going to change the things that have been holding you back. And then honestly admit that all of the things that have been holding you back come from you. So all of the responses to outside circumstances are yours to own. And at the end of the day, Our responses are the only thing that we have control over. We cannot control the weather. We can't control the stock market. We can't control others. But we can control our responses to them, okay? So we have this great formula, E plus R equals O. Events plus responses equal our outcome. The E, we cannot control. We cannot control external events. We can control our R, our response to them. And that, and only that, will dictate our O, our outcome. So we're gonna just right now decide goodbye to blame, goodbye to excuses, goodbye to complaining, goodbye to victimhood. And I want you to write down 5 things in your life that you want to change this year. 5 goals, 5 things that are no longer serving you. Okay? So you're going to write down the 5 things that you want to change this year in 2016. And there again, maybe it's I really want to change my body. I really want to change the way I'm spending money. I really want to change the way I react when people say things about, I don't know, I'm making this up, my hair, you know. So what do you want to change? Then I need you to write down for all 5 of those things your biggest excuses from the past. Okay, so, you know, we might say something like, you know, I really, 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 really want to lose weight, but, you know, I just don't have time. I just don't have the energy. You know, my boss needs me there to work overtime, or my gym isn't open, or there's no classes I like, or those are all excuses. So just write them down. Okay, so we're just taking ownership, of what we've done in the past, what is no longer serving us. Okay, so there's 5 things that we want. There's our top main excuses of what is keeping us from, you know, from moving forward towards those goals. And then I want you to write down the new behaviors. So what you've come up with are 3 blaming behaviors. You're going to blame the weather, you're going to blame the schedule, you're going to blame your parents, you're going to blame your spouse, in the past we've made excuses that sound like we're blaming other people from keeping us, you know, that are keeping us from succeeding. So understanding that those are blaming behaviors, we now get to create 5 or 3 new behaviors, new actions. So instead of saying, you know, I just can't get to the gym because there's no classes that meet my schedule, you are going to either work out by yourself or you are going to join a different gym. Instead of saying, you know, I can't progress in my career because my spouse is totally unsupportive, and, you know, he never like pats me on the back, he never supports me, he always is putting me down. That is only a problem if you let it. If you have the drive, if you have the vision, no one else needs it. Only you. So your new behavior is when he says negative things or isn't supportive, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your opinion. I'm going to do this anyways. Thank you for sharing. Or are you trying to hurt my feelings? Because typically they'll say no. No, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I just don't understand. That's more likely what you'll get. And then you'll have a chance to open up into a better conversation. So there's 5 things that you want to change. There's probably 3 main excuses. And the next step to this is to identify the excuses and to now discern a better behavior. What will you do going forward? Write it down. There is such power in writing. And, you know, a lot of us are procrastinators, and a lot of us have bought into the when-then game. You know, like, oh, well, when I get a raise, then I'll move into a nicer house. Or when my kids graduate from high school, then I'll take a vacation. When then. But guess what, you guys? There is never any time but right now. This is it. So that is your big assignment for today. It's to remember that E plus R equals O. Events plus responses equal our outcome. I need you to be very clear on the outcome that you want. Very, very clear. What is exactly the weight, exactly the goal, exactly whatever. You know what I mean? Your financial goal, your wellness goal, your spiritual goal. What is it? very, very clear. What has been holding you back? Get very, very clear, and I need you to own this, okay? All of the good stuff, all of the bad stuff, we're owning everything. We're taking 100% responsibility right now. And then what are 3 new behaviors? Not blaming behaviors, but new behaviors that you are going to start to implement. So this is just day 1. I mean, there are 4 more days of crazy stuff coming up. So I hope that you're ready. I'm doing this right along with you. When I come back on tomorrow, I'll be sharing what I've been working on as well. Please, 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 if you feel so inclined, share with us here in the Facebook group what it is that you are going to change. What is no longer working? What is a new behavior that you're going to institute? What is a goal? Why is it important? Please share these things with us here. Safe group, no judgment. And like I said, I'll be checking in as well. So that is it for today. I'm going to make some notes down below so that you can remember what the assignment is. And please post, and I will see you again right back here tomorrow. All right. Good luck. Own it all. No judgment, no victims, no blaming, no complaining. It's a brand new day. All right, you guys. See you tomorrow. Lots of love.